Welcome, everyone. My name is Andrea Nordling. For those of you that don't know me, I teach holistic nutrition and essential oil strategy, business strategy, and usage strategy over at AndreaNordling.com. So happy that you are here. We are in Brazil now. So exciting. So you are watching this because you are wondering about how to use doTERRA essential oils, why they might be helpful for you. Maybe you're thinking of starting up a business in Brazil, which is so exciting. At any rate, we have to talk about these amazing oils and how to use them. So that's what we're going to do today. I am going to switch screens here and just get right into it because we have a ton to cover. This is my ultimate goal today, to empower you with the information that you need to start using these amazing tools in your home. That's what we have to do today. If you're a little bit unsure about what we're going to talk about, or if essential oils even work, or if you should use them, if you want to use them, what they even are, don't worry. I had all of these same questions myself. Many people do, and we're going to get them answered for you today. Common sense disclaimer before we get started. These products that we are going to talk about are not intended to diagnose or treat any conditions, and they are not a replacement for regular medical care, okay? Common sense here. Well, what are we going to discuss? You might be wondering. It would be appropriate. I'm going to tell you all about what essential oils are. I'm going to talk to you about why doTERRA essential oils in particular are very different than anything else on the market and anything else you've tried, and why we're so excited that we're now available in Brazil. Then how to use them. How do you use these oils? I'm going to take quite a bit of time and talk to you about the top 12 oils, in my opinion, for use in Brazil and how you actually use those in your house. The best tips and tricks, how to use them. And then, of course, most importantly, I'm going to share with you the easiest and most affordable way to get those oils. First of all, who am I and why am I qualified enough to teach you all of this stuff? Is a great question. So let me introduce myself. My name is Andrea Nordling, and my background is actually in real estate, and I own my own real estate brokerage for over 10 years. I thought that I would sell real estate forever. I thought that that was my life goal. And in reality, it was making me really, really sick. So even though I loved my job and I loved working with my clients, I was very, very stressed, and ultimately it made me sick. I never had an opportunity to turn off my phone and disconnect with my family because I always had to be available for my clients whenever they needed me. Many of you might sympathize with that feeling of always having to be available for your job. It really wears on you over time. So I found myself very sick after my son was born. My second child was born. I was really struggling with my thyroid, with weight gain. I had no energy, could not sleep. Everything just was very wrong, and the things that I had used in the past to get my health back on track were not working for me anymore. So I went back to school for holistic nutrition to figure out how to heal my own body. And I had no idea that a new career and a new business was going to unfold from that decision. So funny how our life changes and we don't even realize it. So now I teach all about holistic nutrition. I teach people how to change their lifestyle and make some food tweaks, some decisions in their food department to heal chronic stress response in the body. And essential oils are a very big part of that. But I didn't realize when I first started using oils that that was something I was going to talk about either. I just used them for my family. They made my house smell nice. You can see my diffuser going in the background. I always have a diffuser going. And I really just thought that that's how I would use my oils. I would smell that, it would smell good, and that was about it. Until my son was very, very sick with a very bad virus, and there was no option at our doctor that they could treat him with because it was a virus. So I remembered that I had some oils, some doTERRA oils at my house that had been shown to be very effective in the use of viruses, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. And ever since that day, when I saw how quickly he bounced back after using these oils, when we had been told it would be 10 to 12 days of him being very, very sick, I was a complete believer. And since then, I have been able to fuse my two passions, which are nutrition and lifestyle and essential oils, with my excitement for helping other people build their businesses. And I get to do this all over the world. It is the biggest blessing. So that's what brings me to you here today, is talking about how to use these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tools right here for mental health and spiritual health and emotional health, which is a huge component, along with physical health. And then for those of us that decide to build a business, financial health also fits into that. So that's my story. I have many, many good ones I could share, but in the interest of time, I think we'll just get right to talking about doTERRA, okay? Before we get too far, we have to talk about what essential oils even are. Some of you may have been using oils for quite some time. Others probably have no idea what they are and how they even can be useful in your life. So what are oils? They are the part of the plant that is smelly. It's the part of a plant that is the protection of the plant that gives it its distinct smell. Now you can see on this slide the picture of peppermint on the bottom left, and then there's a blown up circle that shows the little white sacs of the essential oil on the outside of the leaf. That's what the oil is. So the way that freshly chopped herbs smell when you add them to your food, essential oils. The way your hands smell after you cut up a lemon or accidentally squirt it in your eye, essential oils. You're already experiencing them all over in your life. You just probably didn't know what they were before. And oils are getting much more mainstream. So you very well may be using essential oils in other parts of your life, because many people are. But we have to remember that these oils have been used for thousands and thousands of years. This is not new technology by any means. In fact, essential oil usage for beauty and for health dates back to long before the ancient Egyptians, in fact. And, little fact, it is thought that the three wise men brought frankincense to baby Jesus to protect him from disease. How cool is that? One of the cool things about essential oils is they actually can penetrate the cell wall in the cells of our body. And this gets back to what I was talking about with viruses before. And I have to be a little careful about how I talk about this and keep my language very compliant. But viruses live inside of our cells. Most synthetic pharmaceuticals and over-the-counter drugs do not penetrate into our cell, and therefore they're ineffective for use against viruses. But essential oils can actually penetrate into our cells, which is why we have a much different experience with them. Essential oils are very, very concentrated. They're very powerful. In fact, 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is the equivalent of 28 cups of peppermint tea. So if you've ever had a cup of peppermint tea for an upset stomach, you can imagine, and it's worked for you, you can imagine how much faster it would work to take 1 drop of peppermint essential oil. These little bottles contain so many drops and are such a good value because a little goes a very, very long way. Remember, 1 drop of peppermint is the equivalent of 28 cups of peppermint tea. But there are lots of different grades of essential oils on the market. And an important thing to realize is that there's very, very little regulation in this industry, and there's no standard really across the board that is going to test every essential oil on the market and tell us how pure they are. So we have to use our own sleuthing skills on this. That's what I'm going to teach you about here. So synthetics, on the very left-hand side, you see synthetic essential oils. These are man-made synthetic aromatic compounds that smell somewhat like nature's pure essential oils, but they are very toxic to our body. And our body does not know what to do with these synthetic aromas. So when we breathe them, when we put them on our skin, eat them, it's not a good situation internally. Next are food grade extracts, and these are intended for cooking and ingestion and are generally regarded as safe. But again, there is no standard for what else might be in those essential oils. Okay, the way that some companies distill their essential oils, they use some really harmful chemicals to get those oils removed from the leaves of the plant, and that can cause a lot of contamination inside the oils. So it's really important to know how the oils that you're using are being distilled. Cold pressing, like olive oil would be, which has no chemical solvents, or steam distillation are the two safe methods. And of course, that's what doTERRA uses only. So the next grade is therapeutic. Therapeutic grade essential oil is, again, a good standard to look for, but there is zero regulation in what that actually means. So that is a high quality oil, but there may be other constituents in there. So the very, very highest, the gold standard in essential oils is CPTG. This stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, and that is far and away the best way to know that your oils are pure. So this, like I said, is what sets doTERRA apart from any other essential oils on the market. And doTERRA is, by the way, over $1 billion global company. This is a very, very reputable, big distributor of essential oils all over the world. And because it's such an influential company, we are actually changing the global healthcare movement towards integrative health and prevention. It's the reason that I am really proud to partner with this company and am so excited about seeing us open in Brazil. I can't help but sing every time I say that. I don't know, it just makes me so happy. All right, so back to CPTG. Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade means that this is the very highest quality oil. There is nothing in this oil that is not 100% pure and distilled from the plant. The way we know that is because every single batch of oil that comes from doTERRA is subjected to very rigorous third-party testing at Source to You, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. There we go. Source to You is the company that is going to provide all the information on what is actually in the bottle of oils that you buy from doTERRA. Every single bottle has a batch number that's printed on the bottom that you can take to source2you.com, enter the batch number from your bottle, and it's going to tell you every single thing about this batch of oils. The exact breakdown of what the percentage of constituents are in that particular batch, when it was bottled and tested and where. It's absolutely amazing. So you can imagine that since no other company in the world is doing anything even close to being that transparent with their sourcing and the quality, that this is really shaking up the whole industry. Very, very exciting. One more thing to touch about with doTERRA is co-impact sourcing. So this is where we actually get the oils from all around the world. And the co-impact sourcing is so powerful because this is the philanthropic side, really, of doTERRA. This is how we are partnering directly with the farmers that are growing the plants that we need the beautiful oils from, but these plants in their most indigenous area. So in Brazil, for example, we have copaiba. We're going to talk about it in a little bit. That may be a familiar word to you, but since that grows naturally the best in Brazil, that's where it comes from. That's where we go to, directly to work with the farmers who are growing these plants and working to distill them so that we completely cut out the middleman. There's no brokers in between, so that these farmers are being paid much more than they were before and are able to sustainably keep working for all of us to enjoy these beautiful oils. It's really amazing. And now we're in Brazil, like we've said. It's been a process to get set up in Brazil. There's been a lot of red tape, we call it here in the US, a lot of restrictions to work through to make it affordable, because you could order your oils in Brazil before, but it was very expensive. So now that we're actually here in Brazil and set up with our own warehouse and distribution in Sao Paulo, it is much easier to do that. And that is why we're talking today. So my job is to show you how to get your Brazil Living Kit or any other kit of oils in Brazil the easiest and most affordable way. That's what I'm going to do. And to do that, I have to tell you about the 3 ways we use oils so that this all makes sense to you. There are 3 ways: aromatic, which is smelling, topically, rubbing on the skin, and internally, obviously, which means swallowing the oils. Using essential oils aromatically is the gentlest way to get the effects of those oils into your body. It is Hard to believe that just smelling something can have a profound effect on your health or on your emotions, but believe me, it can. Now, the reason for this is that the area of our brain that reacts to smells is the most primitive part of our brain. Some people call it the lizard brain, if you're familiar with that term, the lizard brain. It has one primary function, which is to process strong emotions like fear, sadness, anger, strong primal emotions that would affect our survival, evolution-wise. So that's why the smell of something can evoke a very strong emotion in our body, or it can make your heart rate speed up, or it can do any number of things. I always think about smelling the smell of an old boyfriend's cologne that I haven't thought about in years, but I'll smell that smell and it's like a flood of memories come back, good or bad. Or this could be with a loved one, with your grandma's perfume, with the smell of something cooking that you haven't smelled in a long time. And just experiencing that again instantly brings back a flood of memories and feelings associated with those memories. So that is how smells affect our lizard brain. It also affects some systems in our body. So think about that very primitive part of our brain is also the part of the brain that's responsible for your heart rate, for your blood pressure, for your breathing rate, your metabolism of your food. All of these unconscious processes that are going on all the time but we don't think about are also controlled by that part of our brain. So certain scents and aromatic use of essential oils, particular ones that we're going to talk about, have a real quick effect on other areas of our body that you might not think of. Pretty cool stuff. In fact, it only takes 20 seconds for your body to respond to the smell of an essential oil or other smell that, like I said, that might evoke a memory or something like that. So for someone that struggles with anxious feelings or very dark moods or mood swings, this can be an absolute godsend. And that's why aromatically using essential oils is so effective. It's just science. We're just activating these parts of our brain. So to use them aromatically, there's a few different ways. I mentioned the diffuser in the back. This is a great way to have essential oils perfuming your environment all the time. But it's not always practical to have a diffuser with you. It works very well in your office or your bedroom, but we need other ways as well. So another way that you would use these is the cupping method. Well, I suppose another way to use it is just to smell right out of the bottle. This is very effective. I'm using wild orange right now, which smells so good. Wild orange actually is shown to affect our hormones and the chronic stress hormones. So this is always a good one to have. Smell it right out of the bottle. That's a way to go. Or cupping, which is putting one drop in your hand, rubbing together, and deeply inhaling that way. So simple and so effective. Oh my goodness, the wild orange smells so good. All right, second way to use these oils is topical. And we do talk about this quite a bit because it's a very common way to get oils into your body. Just like smelling the oils, using them topically is going to get them into the bloodstream very quickly, and at the same time you're smelling them. So you are getting aromatic benefits when you're using your oils topically as well. It's great for topical use is great for using when you have really localized issues. For example, when you have congestion in your chest, you would put those oils on topically right at the source of that issue on the chest, and that can be very powerful to work really quickly. Also for skin, if you're having a skin issue, to put those oils right onto the skin, or topically on your abdomen. Sometimes for digestive issues, you put those right on the abdomen. Very helpful to get it right to the source. But another way that we use oils topically quite a bit is on the bottoms of our feet. This could take you by surprise. This really was surprising to me when I learned about it, but it makes sense. Few reasons that we use the feet. First of all, the skin on the bottoms of our feet is very tough. For the most part, it's not sensitive skin, and so it's very unlikely that your skin there will have a reaction and be uncomfortable from the use of oils there. So that's a great reason. Also, because the pores are very big on the bottoms of our feet, so the oils are absorbed very quickly into the body from that area. And also, if you're familiar with reflexology, because there are certain reflex points on our feet that correlate to the other systems and organs in our body. So this is therapeutic to apply the oils for a specific issue to the reflex points on the bottoms of the feet. It's just a great way to go all the way around. This is something we do a lot. Now, to get the oils on the bottoms of your feet, what you would do is dilute them with a carrier oil. Most easy way to do that is in a roller bottle. I talk about roller bottles a lot. We're going to talk about these quite a bit, so it's important to know what it is. This is a 10 milliliter glass roller bottle. I have a bunch of empties like this, and I just make my own mixtures of oils depending on what I need to use it for. So what I did with this roller bottle is I put 20 drops of Serenity, which is an excellent relaxation blend. We'll talk about this in a minute. Put 20 drops in the bottom and then filled the rest up with the fractionated coconut oil. So now I have a roller bottle with a roller bottle top that is completely portable, already diluted, and I can rub this on the bottoms of my feet to get all of the benefits of these oils. So this is a beautiful way to use your oils. You can also use those roller bottles anywhere else too. I put it on the insides of our wrists, perfume we call it instead of perfume, all sorts of different ways to use those. But I get a lot of questions about using oils for children and for babies. So let's talk about this for a second. Common sense, the smaller the body, the less oils you need. And really in general, less is more when you're using essential oils. They are very powerful, but our body only needs a little bit. So less is always a good idea. And to do that, we dilute them a little bit more for babies and children. This is also a reason why using the bottoms of the feet is such a great idea, because if you're going by the size of the foot and the surface area there, babies have much smaller feet. So you're going to only get a little bit of oil on a baby's small foot as opposed to an adult's larger foot. But with babies and children, you may do 5 drops in something this big instead of 20 for an adult, and that would still be perfectly useful for a small child or baby, and you know it's safe. Third way to use essential oils is internally. All right, this is actually swallowing your oils. And your body is used to doing this. Like I said, if you are using cinnamon or you're using basil or cilantro or any herbs, your body is already taking in and metabolizing essential oils. Of course, it's not in quite the concentration that you're going to find in these distilled drops of essential oils, but your body is used to these compounds. So think about putting them in your water. This is one way that I use oils almost every day. I put lemon essential oil in my water or some peppermint in my water if my stomach is a little bit upset. It works very well, especially if you have some sort of like a digestion issue. It's like we talked about a little bit ago, it's useful to get those oils to the exact spot that needs the attention, right? Gets it right there. So certain oils like wintergreen or cypress or arborvitae that come from trees are not something that you would want to take internally. And so it's just good to know which oils are appropriate for that. Now with your doTERRA oils, and I can't speak for any other brand, but with doTERRA oils, there is a supplement chart on the bottles that are for use internally. It's very easy to tell. And in Brazil, I believe we even have separate bottling for ones that you should take internally. So this is very, very obvious. Not something I would get too hung up about. All right, so those are the 3 uses. Aromatically, topically, and internally. But now we get to the fun part and talk about the actual oils that you're going to be putting on topically and internally and in your diffuser and all that good stuff. Right now when I am recording this, the Brazil Living Kit, which is this one here on the right, on the top right, is the only kit that's available. But in a few months, we are rolling out more enrollment kits that are going to have more oils in them. So I'm going to talk about both options, okay? And the ones we're talking about today are these, I mean, I hope that this is obvious, but we're talking about these top 10 oils in the front and then the 2 extra that are in the Brazil Living Kit. First and foremost is peppermint. And I'm talking about peppermint first because it is my very favorite oil, I must say. Peppermint is known as the oil of a buoyant heart. How beautiful is that? It is something I use every single day, multiple times a day. Peppermint is really useful for reducing tension. So I rub it on the back of my neck, on my temples. I would rub that peppermint in my wrists if I'm feeling tense at all, just to get the aromatic benefits. It can be taken internally. We talked a little bit about this, about how therapeutic peppermint is for the digestion and any digestive upset in any way. So you can take it internally. It tastes great in your water. It is also delicious in baked goods like brownies, cookies, that sort of thing. Absolutely amazing. Another way I like to use peppermint is to combine it with wild orange, which I've talked quite a bit about. That's a really powerful pep you up type of a blend. So in the afternoon when I'm feeling that energy crash a little bit, I will combine some peppermint and wild orange together, and that it's like an aromatic coffee. How does that sound? Another way to use peppermint is for deterring pests. This is kind of fun. It's a little known fact that mice, bats, and many bugs hate the smell of peppermint, which makes sense, right? The peppermint, that essential oil in the plant, is that plant's defense against these pests. So, Mother Nature knows what it's doing. The way I use this is I put a drop of peppermint on a cotton ball, and I will stick that inside any boxes that I'm storing in my garage, for example, or anywhere that I don't want mice to get into it or bugs to get in. Put a little peppermint in there and you're going to be good to go. So fun. So I could go on and on about the uses of peppermint, but this is something you absolutely want to have in your house. Second on the list is lavender. Lavender is another staple. It is the oil of communication and calming. Probably not a surprise. If you've heard of lavender before, you probably associate that with resting and calming down and better sleep, which it is absolutely amazing for. But it is also known as the Swiss Army knife of oils because there are so many uses. Most things could probably be accomplished with lavender. It is wonderful to use on your skin for any skin issues you're having. Sunburn, bug bites. Actually, lavender and peppermint mixed together is wonderful for sunburn. So my kids, it's summertime here right now. My kids have been having a little bit more sun than usual and have that sunburn feeling. So I will mix some fractionated coconut oil, which is just that carrier oil, with a few drops of lavender and a few drops of peppermint to put on their sunburn. And the lavender does a great job of soothing the actual irritation on the skin. The peppermint is very cooling, so it cools off that burning feeling. They work absolutely wonderfully together. You can also use lavender in some sort of a salve to use on your skin if you have rashes, eczema, that sort of thing, irritated skin. Lavender is beautiful for that, as well as, like we said, better sleep, deeper sleep. I like to do a drop of lavender on my pillow. My kids also love a drop on their pillow. So does my husband. He wouldn't like me saying that, but he loves to have a drop of lavender on his pillow, or a few drops on the bottoms of your feet before bed for very, very deep, restful, quick sleep. It's amazing. Very calming oil. If you have tried lavender for any of these in the past and didn't have a great experience, it's probably because you were using a brand that wasn't pure. I think I can speak for most of us that we have a much different experience with the doTERRA oils than other ones we've tried before. All right, lemon is absolutely incredible. We have to talk about lemon right away. When I think of lemon, I think of cleansing. Not only is the smell of lemon so fresh and cleansing in the air, and I diffuse it all the time because for that very reason, it freshens the air in our house, but it's also cleansing to our bodies, our liver in particular. So this is a wonderful oil to add to your water or tea, smoothies, that kind of thing. Lemon is amazing for that. I would note that I don't recommend drinking any oil, lemon as well, but any oil, out of a plastic water bottle or a glass, because the lemon is, although it is perfectly safe on our skin and gives no irritation on our skin, we are not plastic, and it actually will erode the plastic and make the chemicals leach out of plastic because plastic isn't real. Okay? Oh my goodness. I wish you guys could smell how good that smells. So just a little note there. You don't want to ever drink your essential oils out of plastic. Use glass or stainless steel. But you would want to be drinking your lemon oil in your water because it is so cleansing for our liver. It takes gunk and junk out of our body, just like it does other stuff. So one way I use lemon essential oil is to wash our fruits and vegetables before we eat them. So I will fill our sink or a big bowl with water, a few drops of lemon, and then just let our vegetables and fruit soak in that for about 10 minutes. When I take it out and see how much dirt and wax and extra yucky stuff comes off of that produce that the lemon helps to take off of it, you'll do it every time, I promise, because it's pretty profound. You can bake with lemon, you can cook with it. Anything that you would use lemon zest or lemon juice for, the lemon essential oil is going to be wonderful. I love it in a homemade salad dressing, marinades, that kind of stuff. It's absolutely wonderful. And our lemon is sourced from Sicily, Italy, where some of the oldest lemon trees in the world are located. And that's part of our sourcing model, is going to where these plants grow the very best naturally and oldest, and where they are the ripest and purest and most beautiful. So this lemon, doTERRA's lemon, is different than anything you've ever tried. I can guarantee that. Melaleuca, next on the list, is also known as tea tree oil, and it is another cleansing oil. I like to use this to purify the air, again with lemon. Lemon and melaleuca together is a beautiful diffuser blend. But melaleuca is also great for our skin. So you can put this, many people that have a gross toenail situation going on, you can put some tea tree, some melaleuca right on top of that, and it will take care of it for you. Or you can dilute it a little bit and put it on acne on our face. This is actually amazing for acne. It's great for our hair and scalp, so you can add melaleuca to your shampoo. Also very deterrent to lice. I don't know if it's compliant to say that or not, but I'm going to say it. Many people spray a spray of water and melaleuca onto their kids' hair before school. When we start getting those notices that some funky stuff is going around in the classroom, it's excellent to spray on the hair. Lots and lots of uses for melaleuca. I could go on and on, but this is another cleansing oil, but also great for the skin. Oregano. This is a very strong oil. Very, very strong oil. This is your big gun. This is your heavy hitter big gun. You probably won't use this on your body very often, but when you need it, you're going to be glad that you have it. It is so powerful. The immune boosting properties of oregano are what it's really known for. But let's see. I put this into a roller bottle. I told you about making roller bottles. I put this into a roller bottle with some lemon, oregano, and another immune protecting blend that we're going to talk about in a minute called OnGuard. And everyone in my family knows that if you're starting to get sick, you're going to get that roller bottle on the bottoms of your feet. And then you're going to smell like pizza sauce for a few hours, because the smell of oregano is very, very strong and it smells like pizza sauce. Which is why I also keep it in my kitchen, truth be told, because I cook with it. Anything that you would use dried oregano for or fresh oregano, you can use 1 drop of this oil for as well. So like pasta sauces, pizza sauces, that kind of thing. Quick note about the oregano is that oregano is not included in the Brazil Living Kit. In the Brazil Living Kit, it's replaced with a different oil that we're going to talk about in a second. So you will, you could add this on to your order, or if you're getting the Home Essentials or Family Essentials kit that are launching in a little while, depending on when you watch this video, they might be live already, then this would be in those kits. But in the Brazil Living Kit, you are going to get copaiba instead. We talked about this a little bit a second ago. This is a part of the Brazil Living Kit because this is from Brazil. This is a Brazilian oil. You should be proud of this. Copaiba is, some people say copaiba. Copaiba, same thing. It's derived from the resin of the copaiba tree, which can grow, it's a huge tree growing over 100 feet tall, and that's found in Brazil. Yay! Up in northern Brazil, of course. So it's widely used in cosmetics. Copaiba is really great for the skin, so you find it in creams and lotions, perfumes, all kinds of things. But it's also, little known fact, is very helpful for soothing anxious feelings. It also helps, it's a driving oil, so it helps other oils when layered together to penetrate into the skin better, work better. It can be used for promoting health in your cardiovascular system, in your heart, in your immune system, digestive, the nervous system. Copaiba is very, very therapeutic for our nervous system, respiratory. Basically, this is another Swiss Army knife of health oils that you want to have on hand, and it comes from your home. How amazing is that? All right, frankincense is, I believe, the last single oil that we're going to talk about, that we're going to transition to the blends that are in the kit. But frankincense can't be, we cannot ignore this. This is known as the king of oils. It is the oil of truth, and it is the most beautiful oil. When people don't know what to use, and you may find this as you start using your oils, that you wonder, ooh, what should I use for that? Just frankincense. If you don't know what else to do, frankincense is going to do it, which is probably why those very smart, wise men brought it to be Jesus in the first place. Frankincense helps with inflammation and cellular recovery, which is amazing. It is also wonderful for promoting youthful, radiant skin. So use of frankincense, just one drop in your facial moisturizer or lotion that you're putting all over your body, is an amazing way to use this oil. And a little goes a long way. So it just one drop is all you need. Just one drop. It is also really, along those lines of skin, it's really helpful for aiding in skin imperfections. So if you have scars or stretch marks, frankincense is what you're going to want to put on those. It also is really helpful for balancing mood swings. Frankie is so good. I put a drop under my tongue every morning for that exact reason, because it is so grounding. Frankincense is so powerful. It's amazing. It actually has been shown to be able to cross the blood-brain barrier, which is why this is so, so helpful for mood imbalances in particular. It also is an oil that people commonly use to facilitate a deeper spiritual connection. So for meditation, for church. When you smell frankincense for the first time out of the bottle, it might remind you of a church experience. That would be why, because this is commonly used in many churches for that reason. It is very supportive of deep, deep sleep as well. So you can add a drop of frankincense to your diffuser at bedtime, along with lavender is a great choice for deeper, more restful sleep. Or what I do is I just put a drop on the bottoms of my feet before I go to bed. The uses of frankincense, honestly, are endless. We could go on forever, but this is one that you definitely want to have in your hands. All right, like I said, we've covered the single oils. Now we're going to talk about some blends that are available in the Brazil Living Kit and in the Home Essentials and Family Essentials kits as well, because you want to have all of these oils. They all have a little bit different uses, but when you need them, you want to have them. On Guard is the protective blend. This is the one I talked about having in a roller bottle for when people are feeling a little run down in my house. We don't want that to happen. You can also use it to prevent getting to that point where you're run down, which is what we use it for quite a bit. All right, in On Guard, it is a blend of wild orange, clove bud, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus, and rosemary all together. It is a really rich, beautiful aroma that's very, very supportive to our immune systems, like we said, and it purifies and cleans the air as well. So in the diffuser, it's going to clear up the junk that's in the air that is being passed from person to person. Let's say when the seasons are changing and people are starting to get sick, you will want to have On Guard diffusing in your house. In fact, my daughter's teacher in her classroom diffuses On Guard all the time in their classroom for this reason, which I love. You can make a mouthwash with On Guard. It is very, very protective for our mouth. In fact, clove is one of the highest concentrations of antioxidants in all of the plant kingdom. So that's very, very useful in our mouth, all over our body, but in our mouth in particular. So I will take a drink of water with one drop of On Guard in it, swish that around my mouth, then I swallow it because why not? But I do let it work in my gums and around my mouth. It's beautiful. You also put this in a roller bottle to put on your kiddos before they go to bed. Uses are far and wide for On Guard, but you absolutely want to have this one for protecting the immune. Next is the Breathe blend. This is another one of my favorites. I've probably said everything is my favorite so far, but this is really wonderful. In fact, I carry little samples of this with me in my purse just so I can give it to strangers when I see it. When you see a mom in the grocery store that is coughing or sneezing, or her kids are, and you just tell how run down they are, I love to give this a little sample of Breathe because I know how quickly it works. I just know that that person is going to get relief so fast that I always want to have some with me. So the way you use Breathe is anything respiratory for breathing. Obvious. I would hope that that's fairly obvious. So you can inhale it straight from the bottle. You can do the cupping method to do a quick, when you're feeling really congested. Some people that have chronic breathing problems find this to be really helpful. 1 drop. That's going to open up the airways so quickly and provide relief so fast you will not even believe it. You put the Breathe blend in your diffuser at nighttime, especially when you're sleeping, or if you or your partner is a snorer, a little bit of Breathe on the nose is excellent for opening up those airways. I even use it before I go for a run or before I go to a yoga class. I find that a little bit on the bridge of my nose just deepens my breathing, and it smells so good. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Same thing with Deep Blue. I can't say enough about Deep Blue. For those of us who do like to exercise and get quite sore from our exercise, Deep Blue is the ticket. You want to have this. It is such a deeply penetrating, soothing blend. You want to use this one topically. That's how we use this. I suppose you could diffuse it, but most effective topically. And you will put this anywhere you have tension or soreness or achiness. So this can go on the back of the neck for head tension. It can go on your temples for head tension, same thing. On your back, on your sore joints, sore muscles. It's going to give the feeling of a deep massage. It's just absolutely amazing. And the last of the blends I think that we're speaking about today is digestzen. So when you get this in Brazil, it's actually called Zengest. It is the same exact thing, just a different name. But it's a blend of oils that is for supporting your digestion, obviously. So this particular blend is found in the Home Essentials and Family Essentials kit, but this is another one, the other one that is not in the Brazil Living kit. So depending on when you're watching this video, you may have to get this one separately instead of as part of your kit. But I would absolutely recommend having this oil on hand for any digestive issues, okay? You can take it 1 drop in some water. Very, very effective. It smells like licorice is what it smells like. There's a lot of fennel in this blend, and it has peppermint, quite a bit of peppermint and ginger and fennel, which are all very, very supportive to digestion. And we know we take those separately, but combining them together is really, really effective. So this smells very strongly of licorice. If you like the taste of licorice or the smell of it, you will love the way this smells. It is really nice to dilute a little bit and rub right topically on the abdomen if you're feeling bloated or gas or nauseous, anything like that. Digestzen is absolutely what you want. All right. So in the Brazil Living Kit, since we don't have the Zengest in there, you have tangerine instead. And I could talk about tangerine forever because it is a close cousin to wild orange, which is my other favorite. So let's talk about how we use those. I talk about these oils all the time in my online courses and with my clients and students because I think I talked about this a little bit, but they promote a healthy stress response in our body. And we know that our lifestyle is so stressful. Just across the world, this applies to everybody. Our lives are very stressful, and we need all the help we can get in mitigating that chronic response. So I love, love, love tangerine for that. It smells wonderful. It is going to pep you up. It is beautiful as a perfume instead of synthetic, awful chemicals that are hurting our bodies. Using a little tangerine, it's absolutely beautiful. It tastes wonderful, of course. So you can put this in your water. You can put this in your cooking. You can use this in salad dressings. You can use this in baked goods, smoothies, and lemonade, pretty much anything. I would just basically take a bath in tangerine is what I would recommend. So if you don't get the Brazil Living Kit, which includes tangerine, I would highly recommend adding a bottle to your order. It's a very inexpensive oil and you can use it for so many things. All right, before we go on, I just have a few others that I have to talk about because these are some of my other favorite blends and I didn't make slides for them, but I'll just talk about them. Balance is a blend that you can get in Brazil now. You can add this to your order when you order your oils, and I would highly recommend doing so for everyone. It is the most grounding, calming, stabilizing blend of oils. For my yogis and yoga instructors or practicers that are watching this, balance is your friend. In fact, I have a close friend who teaches yoga and she puts a drop of balance on the soles of her feet of all of her students at the end of a class, and they keep coming back for more because that is the most wonderful oil. Another one that I highly recommend is called Aroma Touch. This is a blend that's also available in Brazil. It is a massage blend. So this is very cleansing to our lymph, which is a system that detoxifies our body and runs underneath our skin, but this used topically helps to, trying to say this compliantly, helps that our lymphatic system to clear out the toxins in our body. Okay, this is so effective in a massage. It smells wonderful. It's full of cypress and grapefruit. Beautiful, beautiful for self-massage, or if you're getting a massage, or if you are a massage therapist, Aroma Touch is going to be your secret weapon. Last but not least is the Serenity blend. I would never want to be without the Serenity blend. This is actually the first doTERRA oils that I used that made me switch over from the other brand I was using and want to try all the other oils because it smells so good. My husband, who struggles with sleeping very well, used this for the first time and said, make sure that you always have that in our house from here on out. He does a drop on his pillow, and actually both of my kids use this too. We all love it. It's a wonderful blend of some of the oils we already talked about that are very sleep promoting. So this has lavender. It's a lavender base, which is wonderful for calming and sleep, but it also has frankincense in it. We talked about Frankie as being helpful for sleep as well. Cedarwood, vetiver, it's all blended together for you in one bottle. So those are 3 more that I would highly recommend. Now you are wondering, when is she going to tell us how this actually all works? That is where we are getting to. Because when we know more, when we know better, we do better. That's what this lifestyle is all about. It's about learning ways to make small changes that are going to add up to bigger changes in our life, right? We don't want to be sick and always looking for the next treatment. We want to be promoting health all the way around to begin with. So in our global community, as part of our doTERRA team that you can be a part of, you have access to thousands and thousands of other people that are doing that same thing. And I think that that can be the most important part of this sometimes, surrounding yourself with other people who are supportive of healthier changes and of a healthier lifestyle and of making these beautiful oils and some key nutrition changes, that kind of thing, a part of a lifestyle instead of just a quick fix. So it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. We want you to be part of it. And that's what I'm going to talk about now. All of our team resources, and like I said, we have thousands and thousands of people globally that are part of our team. We have many resources. There are lots of us as practitioners that have contributed our particular zone of genius into the team. And so you, as a member, get access to all of that. That includes our private Facebook communities. We have a very, very large global community as well as a private Brazilian community. So we have resources in English and Portuguese, of course. Everything is in both languages. We have all of our team trainings and resources. We have monthly webinars, oil camp trainings on how to use your oils. We have glowing skin trainings for using oils for wonderful skin. We have essential oil trainings for emotions and moods and the ways that we can use essential oils for those areas of our life. We have ebooks and cleanses and nutrition programs. I mean, the most amazing resources. And as a member of our team, you also get access to all of that, which is probably the most exciting part. You also get your one-on-one attention and consult. So when you join our team, you're going to meet one-on-one with your wellness advocate. If I'm your wellness advocate, that means we're going to jump on a Zoom call, on a video call like this, or WhatsApp on the phone, and talk about your top health issues and how we can address those quickly so that you are seeing some progress right away. That's the most important thing. So to get started and to be part of this amazing worldwide movement, you have to get yourself a wholesale membership. Now, you could order your oils retail and pay retail price, but I would never recommend doing that. So I'm only going to talk about the wholesale account, which means that you have 25% off of all of your purchases from the retail price. Clearly, that is the best way to go. The cost for the membership is 80 reais a year. So to get your wholesale price, you can just buy your membership and then buy as little or as much as you want with your 25% discount. You're going to have your own personal doTERRA store online, which is where you will shop online to purchase your oils, and then they will ship directly from the warehouse in Sao Paulo to you. So very, very easy. Like we already talked about quite a bit, there are kits to get started with your oils, and I would recommend actually doing it that way because then you do not pay that enrollment fee. The 80 reais fee is waived and included in the enrollment kit. So that's the way that most people get started with their oils. The Brazil Living Kit, like we talked about, is available. And depending on when you watch this, there may be a few more kits that have been added. Like I said, they're coming soon. But the Brazil Living Kit is the most amazing kit, so I would recommend starting with that. Anyway, I do want to just emphasize, though, that even though most people do get started with a kit and buy their top 10 oils and have them all on hand to use right away, and then their wholesale discount, you certainly are welcome to just buy your wholesale membership and order a few oils to get started with if you'd rather start that way. It is always an option, and you can buy as little or as often or as few times as you want. I don't know how to say that. What many of us do after we fall in love with our oils and have used them and realize that this is something we want to keep using is we take advantage of the free loyalty rewards program that doTERRA offers. It's completely optional, but I just want to mention it because it's something that most of us use. It's free to sign up for, free to cancel, but to use this program, you're going to get 10 to 30% back in free product for all of your orders, which is amazing. I use my free points every single month to get lots of free oils, which I give as gifts and use in our household. It's amazing. You can set this up at any time after you set up your wholesale membership. You can do it later. It's just something I want to mention because this is how most of us end up getting even more value from our membership. And I know that many of you watching this are very excited about the opportunity to build a doTERRA business by sharing oils in Brazil, just like I am. That is my passion. Because this business is the very best opportunity in the world, in my opinion. It is a perfect fusion of wonderful health-promoting products that help very vulnerable communities all over the world and also help people who are interested in sharing healing and sharing the message of health to build a financial pipeline that's going to change their family and their impact forever. So it's all of those things together. I feel like that is the most powerful business that could ever be created. I'm so happy to be a part of it. If you are interested in that aspect of what we're doing here, you still need to get your oils. We still need to do that first because you need to experience them for yourself. So we will talk about the business part of it as soon as you have your wholesale membership. That's certainly something that I am passionate about teaching. And everyone on my team that builds their business gets access to all of my online courses that teach exactly how to do that, as well as the amazing trainings that doTERRA has that we have in Portuguese and English. So there's many, many ways to do that, and we will be supported every step of the way. But first and foremost, you have to have your oils. So let's do that first. I am going to show you right now exactly how you set up your account online so that you can get your oils in your hands, and then we can talk about the rest of it. Quick note here. The button below this video will take you to my doTERRA store, which is what I'm going to show you in a second, and that's where you set up your account as a member of my team. My enroller ID number is 5783854, which will populate right in the correct fields if you click through that link. But if somebody else from our team sent you to this video, then you need to ask that person what their number is so that you can put their number into the enroller spot. This will make more sense in a second during the checkout process. But we have to make sure that you have the correct enroller number as a member of our team so that you get all of our team resources. Okay, so when you click the link to my doTERRA store, this is what you will see and what you want to do. Of course, you could shop retail, which would be shop here, and that's going to pay retail price, but you can do that anywhere in the world. That is an option. However, friends don't let friends buy retail, so you are going to go to join and save. This is where you set up your account. So like we talked about, you have the option of being a wholesale customer or a wellness advocate. Being a wellness advocate means that you are set up to do the business and make commissions from sharing oils. It is free to upgrade your account to a wellness advocate later, so I would recommend starting with wholesale customer. Just use your oils, experience your oils with your discount, and fall in love with them first. Then we can talk about the business. So to do that, you will just click this Join doTERRA button at the bottom. Now, I am in the United States, so it obviously, the IP tracking can tell that. So it pulls up United States. You will come in here and choose where you are at, and that's how you're going to set up your account. If you are somewhere other than a country that's listed on here, if you're not in Brazil, you're not in the US, or not somewhere else, click Other, and that will set you up as a global access customer. So you can order your oils anywhere in the world by setting up your account as a global access. You're probably, if you're watching this, in Brazil, in which case you will click Brazil, the language that you prefer, and continue. When you do that, this page will populate, which is going to get all of your information to set up your account. This is where I just want to make sure that you put in the correct enroller ID number. So like I said, if you follow through the links I have here, it's going to populate with my information. If you need to put in someone else's enroller ID number because someone else on our team referred you here, then you need to make sure that you change that to their number. At account type, this is where you're going to choose if you're a wellness advocate or a wholesale customer, and click the box to accept the terms and condition. Then you click continue, and it's going to ask you what enrollment kit you would like or what products you would like. Fill up your cart and complete your shipping information. Absolutely easy. At that point, I will get an email, or my teammate will get an email that you have enrolled. So at that point, we'll reach out to you and set you up with all of our resources for our team, for getting you plugged into everything that you need. So that was a lot of information about oils and about Brazil and the amazing opportunity for you to get started with your oils in Brazil right now, which is fantastic. But maybe there's something I forgot and you still have some questions, in which case, please do not hesitate to send me an email at hello@andreanordling.com, and we will get those questions answered. 100% need to get those questions answered for you, because I just want to get these oils into your hands. I want you to experience how amazing it feels to use natural health solutions, especially ones that work as well as these do. That is my goal, to get some oils into your hand and to plug you into all of our resources. So email hello@andreanordling.com if I forgot anything, and we can also set up a WhatsApp, a chat on WhatsApp or a Zoom call as well. All right, thank you for tuning in, you guys. Have a great day.